Hi, I'm Lois. Thank you for being here. Today I am super excited to share with you how I pack minimally for a scrapbook weekend retreat because next month, October, I am hosting a 3-day weekend and it's been quite some time, so these videos have really helped get me back on track and organized to be able to do that event. So I'm going to show you what I consider to be my basic tools that go with me to every crop, and I will be working with them based on the power layout that I did. So I know ahead of time what punches I'm going to need, what papers I might want to use. And that's the basic reason I can pack minimally. So I'm going to show you here in just a second what I consider to be my basic tools. So first, we have the 13 by 13 inch mat. And I really like that extra inch because when you're laying your paper, your 12 by 12 paper, your page down there, you can still see the markings. So that goes everywhere. That's the first thing that goes to my table, is that mat. So I'm going to put that into the back of my rolling cart. And the next, this was an old 12 by 12 inch mat. And what I've done is cover it with parchment paper and then sealed it down, and then I put reinforcements on the corner. And what this does, it allows you to put the item down that you want to use the repositionable tape on, and all that residue that would normally go onto your paper or onto the surface that you have your object laid on, somehow it's just magically absorbed into this parchment paper and it does not transfer into your album. I'm going to put that in the back. And of course, the 12-inch trimmer is an absolute must. And it has on the back, I think maybe I've shown this before, a place to put the spare cutting mat, as well as holds your additional blades and a backup straight blade. I also like to take the personal trimmer, and it has a drawer where you can put in at least 2 refill cartridges for your photo tape. Repositionable, regular, whichever you use. And I like to take a ruler and a 0 centering ruler. Sometimes I'll take both, sometimes just the one. Usually 2 is good. And I like to have an assortment of peekaboo pockets because you never know when those are going to come in handy for adding an extra picture that you may have forgotten, or just to extend the page a little bit, or you might just want to use it for journaling, to add the dimension when you didn't have room on your page to do the journaling. So that's it for those basics. And I like to put those in a little pocket back there. And then of course I take 2 sets of refill pages, usually Spargo, because if you do need a black or a white or natural, you can easily get that effect by using cardstock. So it's not so much that you have to have it. And then in addition to those items, I always like to have at least the black dual tip journaling pen. And what I do is just usually throw all my pens in. It's not that big a deal to just take all of them. And you always want to remember to store your pens horizontally. This is a bad way to store your pens because it causes the ink to dry up. So you need to store your pens horizontally. And we'll just pop that down in there. And then there's the, I don't know why I don't have it there, but unless I didn't take it out, the Border Maker cartridge, and this is the housing, and then there's the paper guide. I think it was already in there, the paper guide that goes with it. Sorry about that. And the custom cutting system. Now I do have I always want to make sure that I take at least the circles and the ovals. Sometimes I will take others. I'm sorry for that noise. And these are the basic ones I would take. And I sometimes take them in that old original case that they came in that they don't make anymore. And of course, photo tape. So I'll put those in there. What I want to show you next is the contents of this little this little mesh bag. Now, Creative Memories used to make these bags, so they don't anymore, but you can find similar items on Amazon or anywhere on the internet. In fact, under the description for this video, I have a list of where you can buy these little bags, as well as other items that I have used over the course of the several videos. So I like to take the photo pencil for writing on the backs of your photos, just in case you need it. Doesn't take up that much space. A permanent marker, always nice for labeling a tool that you didn't have your name on. One of these white erasers. This used to be Faber-Castell, I think. That's what that one used to be. Multi-purpose tool is great for opening boxes, lifting up little stickers to put down on your page, or to lift up an item that you've put on with repositionable and you want to relocate it a bit. And then, of course, sticky notes, invaluable. Pickup square. Creative Memories no longer makes these, but again, that's another item I have out there on my list on Amazon, which the link will be on this description. It's called a pickup square, and it's great for taking gummy stuff off. A pen or pencil, all-purpose scissors, clips. You never know when you have to hold something down. Micro scissors, polishing cloth. You should always, before you put that page protector on, you should always wipe off your photos, because you get oils on there from your fingertips, and it just takes all that off there, and then you put your page protector on over a nice clean photo. An X-Acto knife or some type of little tool like that for lifting up. Creative Memories has one. I have it. I just don't have it in here. And then I like to take a regular and a repositionable. I really like the repositionable. I use it almost all the time for everything. So I have one of each of those, and then of course a refill for those. Now next I am going to show you the paper. And no, I'm not going to show you that next. I'm going to show you the punches. Now the way I am going to be doing this, because I'm not going to take 160 punches and figure out what I want to use when I get there. What I'm going to do is I am going to go through my punch list, and I'm going to do eventually, I'm not going to do it tonight, but I am going to go through and make a list of the punches that I want to use next month for this Richmond trip, and I'll note the names and the box they're in. By every one of these has a box number on it. And since I have some outdoors, I may want to use some leaves, or maybe a bee or flowers, things like that. So I will go through all those before the crop and let's take those out. As well, I'll do the same thing for the board. Now there's one I'm probably going to take, the building bricks, because some of those old downtown buildings were brick. And then also the same way with the border maker cartridges. I'll go through and pull any of those out. I think some of these will be adorable, especially with this White House of the Confederacy, those older buildings. It would be adorable. So that's the way I'm going to do the punches. I'm not going to take all 160 punches. I'm just going to take the ones I'm most likely to use. So now the next thing is the paper that I wanted to talk about. And what I decided to do with the paper, I went through that earlier and determined what papers would most likely be suited for the photos that I'll be working on. And again, working from a power layout is key to being able to pack minimally, because if you don't know what your photos are like, it's just so easy just to pack everything you have, and it gets quite weighty, and everything you take in is everything you have to pack up and leave with. So what I did was I pulled a subset. I have 5 containers of paper, and I pulled a subset of the paper. Let me get it pulled out here, that I was going to be using. I selected these heritage papers because I thought they were quite pretty. Some of them look like they would lend themselves well to the museum. And the heart-to-heart paper, that was the fundraiser for Ukraine, and it has some really beautiful spring-looking papers in it. Flowers. I thought that was very pretty. I think I'll be able to use that, as well as some nice flowers in this everyday decor. And it didn't take me that long to go through the papers because I saved these sheets for every one of them that they have, and I'm able to look at them rather quickly and see what's in there. So I think some of those will look nice for spring. And the shabby chic. The reason I pulled this out was for those dining room pictures at the White House of the Confederacy. I thought that some of these papers might look great on those photo pages. So that's why I pulled the shabby chic. And then, of course, for the little couple Passover pictures I had, I pulled the Jewish holiday papers out. So I think that is about it. We've covered the paper, we've covered the punches, and last month's video was the power layout that I worked from. And I have 16 sheets, and they're all laid out and ready to go. I have them in a macro sort. I don't do a true power layout where I put every piece of paper I'm going to use on each individual page. I do more of a high level sort, and that seems to work out well for me. So anyway, that's about it for that. And I am going to be able to pack all of this. If I didn't want to take solid paper, I would be able to pack all of this in the rolling cart. But, and I hope I can show you this. Oh, shoot.